class, for those of you who have been following along, it's the sixth class out of the six-class series that we're doing on how to achieve success at anything you want in life. So tonight is the final class of the 6-week class, and the final class before the end of the year. And tonight's class is about victory, about success, about winning. And what does that mean, generally, and what does it mean to each one of us in our own individual lives? Because according to Daniel Webster, the man behind the dictionary, he defines success as 1, a favorable or desired outcome, or 2, the attainment of wealth, favor, or eminence. Money. Power. So we're going to take a look at that and see if that is in fact an accurate definition of what success is. First, start off with a little bit of a personal story. I think at some time in all of our lives, we achieved success, we felt success. Maybe not in ways of money, maybe in ways of money. Maybe we did make a lot of money that made us feel good. You know, maybe something else happened that made us feel good, that made us feel successful. So I'll tell you about a defining moment in my life when I felt success. I had just gotten back from the Playboy Mansion, which is an enjoyable experience in and of itself. And I was really happy, you know. I was in a good mood. I wasn't even 30 years old. I was living on the 31st floor in a condo in Ocean 2 on Sunny Isles Beach. I was driving a new convertible Porsche 911. Partying all over the world with movie stars, rock stars. I really had no reason to be upset. I was happy. And then a weird thing happened, like a couple months went by, and that happiness went away. Like, it was hard to understand. Like a couple months before, I felt like I was on top of the world. And then all of a sudden, I just didn't know what was wrong. You ever just get like in a bad mood? You don't know why? Like, I got in this like funk, you know what I mean? And I didn't know where it came from. I couldn't figure out what I was not happy about. I lost my mojo, you know, and I didn't know what it was. I really didn't. So I tried to figure out what it was. I tried to find answers to what was going wrong. And I called up a friend of mine to ask for advice. This friend of mine, some of you have heard this story before, some of you haven't. For the benefit of those who haven't, I'll tell you. I had a friend named Benny, and he was a very successful attorney. He was actually retired, a New York lawyer. This guy had so much money. I think I told some of you guys this. He used to drive around. He lived here locally in Aventura. And he used to travel around in 2 limousines. One limousine for him and his latest girlfriend and friends, and a second limousine for their dogs. I'm not lying. Wherever the guy went, he had a separate limousine for his dogs. And he would get out, and the chauffeur would get out of the second limousine with all the dogs. It's pretty strange behavior, if you ask me.
That's whack.
But I know. But this guy just had so much money, he didn't know what to do with it. I mean, he was loaded, cuckoo bucks. And he actually advised me a little bit in my career as a lawyer and helped me out with financially and stuff, with like how to set goals. And I used to go to him from time to time for advice. So when I was in this like funk, this bad mood, and I didn't know why, I called him up. And I asked him, I was like, Benny, look, something's wrong with me and I don't know what it is. And he's like, come over, come over. So I went over, he was in a really fat pad, and we sat down, had a drink, smoked a Cuban cigar, and got into talking. He was looking at me and he like started analyzing my life. He's like, you know, how's the law firm doing? And I was talking to him financial-wise, how everything was. And Baruch Hashem, everything was good. And we went through all the things and we couldn't really figure out what it was that was wrong, why I wasn't happy. So he looked at me and he said, are you still driving the Porsche? I was driving a Porsche 911 at the time. I said, yeah. He smiled. He said, how do you like it? I said, it's a great car, and I really don't have any complaints. He sat down and he got into a deep contemplation. And he's looking like this, and he's thinking. And he said, I have something to tell you. And I think I know what your problem is. I said, what? He said the Germans, they make a great car. They really do. The Porsche it's a great everyday driver. It's very well refined and it handles well. It's a very good mannered car. He said, but it's nothing like the Italians. Get yourself a Ferrari and you're going to see such a difference in your life. You'll never have a moment in your life that you're not happy. Because the driving experience of a Ferrari is a completely different level. I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah. I said, all right. So I went to Sheldon Ferrari. And I ordered a brand, I think this was back in 2000 or 2001, so this was about 7, 8 years ago. Oh, 9 years ago.
How much was it? Secret price?
220,000 and change. It was a 360 Modena Spider.
You leased it?
No, I had ordered it.
To buy?
Yeah, to buy it. You had to custom order them. It's not like they had, at the time it was a very hard car to get. Ferrari is a weird thing. Like sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. But at the time they were like really hot cars. Everyone wanted them. And you had to order them. They were marking them up 30, 40 over sticker. So I ordered one. It was supposed to come in like 6 months. You pick your colors, everything you want. And we tried. I test drove it, and I was like, damn, Benny knows what he's talking about. Because it's really something completely different. It's true. First of all, when you start the car, it's like, when you start about Porsche, it's like, it's like, the Ferrari's like, the engine's like, you feel it in your ear, it's like, and then when you drive it, it's like, you see it's like the dancing horse on the hood, and then that's what it's like. You feel like you're just like this super powerful horse. It's just like unbelievable. And for a while, I thought that, wow, this is really the secret to success. And after a while, I just realized it was just a car. And the craziest thing happened, like that one thing that at first seemed like, wow, I made it, this is so successful, it just becomes another thing, another toy. And it loses its luster, it loses its feeling of greatness. To me, it was the craziest thing in the world. I mean, it's very hard to understand or quantify in our brains how something we want so badly, how we think if we have, it'll completely change our life. It does change our life for a very short period of time. And then afterwards, everything just pretty much goes back to the same, except now you have a fatter house or a fatter car or a hotter girlfriend. And other than that, life goes on as usual. You're still subject to the same ups and downs and trying to figure out what's wrong. So success is something that's kind of hard to define, because I think for every one of us, success means something else. Because a lot of you guys said money. Success is about money. But you don't want money. You want what money can do. I mean, what are you going to do with money? Sit and stare at it? Wipe your tuchus with it? What do you do with it? You spend it. So money ultimately is only a means to an end. Success is really what it is you plan on buying with that money, what you want to do with it. And everyone has a different vision in their head of what they think they would do if they were really rich. I'm going to get a Ferrari, I'm going to get a boat, and everyone says the same stuff. But ultimately, we all think something a little bit differently. What does that mean? If you look at amongst successful people.
Cars, maybe I'll get it.
It was what?
Ferraris made bigger cars, and maybe I'll think about it.
We'll talk to Enzo and see if maybe he's interested.
Sure.
But I remember success. Success to Tiger Woods. It's probably to hit an eagle in the U.S. Open and win the U.S. Open. To him, that's something successful. I know a lot of people that success was about golf. I knew so many business people that loved golf so much. I admit, I played golf for a few years myself. These people, every moment they're not at work, they're spending on the golf course, every free moment. Their whole life revolves around golf courses and playing different golf courses. Every year they go out and buy a brand new set of clubs. And has anyone ever played golf here?
Nope.
And I remember at the time, I think it's still going on. It's been a while since I played, but the driver, the one that you hit the ball with off the tee to try to shoot as far as possible, every year they came out with a bigger head driver. The bigger the club head, the farther the ball goes. So it's every year you go out and you buy a new set of golf clubs for $2 grand, $3 grand, and then the next year, ooh, new and improved. Super loft, deluxe, super head, triple size drive. Throw the other one in the toilet and you go in and get a new set of clubs. And this is their life. Let me tell you guys something. Golf is the dumbest, most biggest waste of time, most boring, stupidest thing I've ever had. And imagine people sitting watching on TV. I mean, that's 1,000. Could you understand sitting watching guys hit a little white thing with a stick into a hole? Everyone has something different that lights them up, that gets them excited. So maybe we can say that success is a personal thing. That there's no way to define success. That each one of us